We're really excited you're here. My name is Melinda, and I'm a holistic wellness coach. And you have a little bag with a roller, a happy roller. And I don't know if you know, but your sense of smell can play a huge part in improving your mood and give you a boost of energy. So your nose knows that. So you can use your roller on your wrist and then breathe in off your wrist if you're feeling like you need a boost of energy or a little bit of a change of a mood. So as well as a wellness coach, I am also the proud mom of the speaker tonight. As a child, she was always brought the joy and fun to every gathering, and she still does. You just feel better being around her. She's just that kind of person. As a licensed mental health therapist with almost 20 years of experience, she is a compassionate, caring, straight shooter who tells it like it is. She also might have picked up a few swear words from her mom. So without further ado, let's get off the struggle bus together and put some joy back into these holidays. Please welcome my amazing daughter, Megan Anderson, aka Meg the Therapist.
Hi everyone. Oh my God, there's so many familiar faces. Thank you all for being present tonight. I will enjoy your presence all evening. And make sure you really try hard to be present, because oftentimes I go to these things and I just am like, check, I did it. Oh, I supported her. I'm terrible at workshops. As soon as I sit down and they say one thing that turns me off, I'm done. However, tonight I will be your present. So, let me tell you how we got here, but before we do that, everybody stand up and give a full body stretch with me. Let's take up space in the room together. Up, all the way up, all the way, act like you mean, stretch like you mean it, right? Stretch like you mean it, okay? Now before you sit down, I want you to take a couple deep breaths with me, all right? I want you to breathe in through your nose and fill up your belly, and then I want you to blow it out. Now, I'm gonna blow it out my mouth because it's the right way, but if for safety's sake, you're gonna blow it back out your nose. That's a little bit more safe. So we're gonna blow, bring it in through our nose, and all the way down, and then blow it out. So I need to ground myself because I have so much energy right now, I could jump out of my skin. One more time, in through your nose, and out through your mouth. All right, I actually did it that time. So, just to show that I'm exactly like you, if I were you, I'd already be feeling weird at this workshop right now. Like, please let me sit down. I want to breathe with you. This is all horse shit. And that's exactly how I would feel. So anyways, you guys can sit now, and that's the only thing I'll make you do. Let me tell you guys how we got here. So, most of you already know me. So those of you that don't, thank you for coming. You are in for an amazing treat. Not because of me, because of all of these people that do know me. Because something happened this week, and I can't wait to tell you about it. So how we got here is, I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I live in Plymouth, Massachusetts. I've been one for almost 20 years, which makes me sound like I'm 97, but I feel 25 inside, so it seems odd math. But for the past almost 20 years, I've been helping people, and I've been wanting to help people, and I love helping people. So Al says, whenever it goes, it's spirit. Mm-hmm. So I came here a couple weeks ago. I digress, but it's important when you hear that noise. So a couple weeks ago, I came here to watch Maureen in action, right? I'm like, who am I? Sitting in the back with Al, watching Maureen Hancock. Like, I used to come and sit and watch in the audience just like you guys. And I'm like, who the hell am I sitting back here? But Al said that when the microphone goes, it's spirits and energy coming in here. And I was like, that's a bad mic system. Okay. Right? Because I don't really believe, right? I don't know. I don't really know what I think, but let me tell you what happened to me this week. So, for almost 20 years, I've been helping people, and I've always thought I have the best job on the planet, except for when I was working in the school system. One of my best friends always used to say, you should have been an English teacher, you should have been an English teacher. She's eating her words now because she says it's very difficult to be an English teacher. And she used to say that to me because she thought I had the more difficult job, which I believe at the time I did. I will slow down. I read that great public speakers speak slowly. So slow down. So she said she should have been an English teacher. I ended up, after I had my son, leaving that job and going into private practice completely. I had said to my husband, I think I'm gonna go back, I feel so bad, He's like, don't. I was like, what? He's like, it just drains you, it's just not where you're happiest. And I was like, what? I love those kids, many who are sitting in this audience right now, and I'm a cheerleading coach, and I go to private practice after that, and on days that I don't have private practice, I go to the bar and I bartend, or I coach cheerleading, every single day, all night long. That's what I would do, is work around the clock. And then I got a boyfriend, and then I kind of liked him, and then he liked me back, and I was like, listen, I'm busy for the next 4 weeks. I'll see you on Sunday at the end of the month. And he was like, that's not how it works, Meg. He's like, no one tells Meg what to do. He's like, weekends are for family. And I was like, oh no, I cannot let go of my work. I work, that's what I do, I work, and I can do it all. But I listened to him, and I started taking weekends off, and it was amazing. So, I opened up this private practice. I've been all kinds of spots, but now I'm in Plymouth, and the place where I opened my office happens to be in this big brownstone in the corner when you're heading downtown, heading towards East Bay Grill. And that brownstone had a therapy office in the bottom that a friend of mine went to. When I opened a private practice, she was the only one that I was close enough with to say, hey, I'm gonna open a private practice. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I don't know anything about how to do it. She's like, oh, meet with my counselor, pick her brain. I'm like, all right. So I went to this very building and picked her brain about software and insurance companies. And I was like, wow, it'd be pretty sweet to have a building here. I lived in Brockton in a 3-family, right? Growing up, I had nothing. I actually just realized how little I had right before I got here today. I drove by all of my old neighborhoods in Brockton and saw what the houses look like and what it was I did that, right? That's what famous people do, right? They go through their old hood. I was like, shit, it is really messy here, and these people should take care better of no wonder I didn't know about weeding. I didn't know about weeding the steps that the grass grows through. So I went by all the houses, and I was really, I don't know why I just had this calling, right? Because famous people do that, right? So I did that, and I'm so glad that I did. Because it really reminded me that what I did that was different from most of the people that I grew up with is I blocked a lot of shit out. And as a therapist, I have always, up until the last maybe year or two, thought that was a horrific thing to do, block stuff out. You need to feel all of your feelings. Be in the moment. Feel all of them. Look at you. Let's get you to where you want to be. And then once we get you to where you want to be in therapy, then we'll work on all that broken stuff from before, and we'll unearth all of these things, right? And so for the past 20 years, every single session, I give it my all, every single second. I love every client that I see, and every person that I see, I feel so humbled that they want me to help them. Really, I'm like, this fucking person doesn't need help, they're fine. And every person, they're fine. But people kept coming to me, and I'm as busiest as I ever want to be, and then COVID hits, right? And I'm still like, oh, well, this is, dun, 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 this is my time. It's mental health, everybody's struggling. This is the next pandemic. And I had to go all in. So I'm in this big, beautiful office that I own in downtown Plymouth with the ocean in the back, and I could walk there. It's 6-minute drive. Sometimes I walk home when I'm too stressed and I don't want to be home in 6 minutes, I walk. So I'm so fortunate. Then COVID comes, and I, all of a sudden, oh God, I feel like I got run over by a truck every single day. Every single day, I got run over by a truck. Every single day, every person that I was seeing was their worst version of themselves. Every person I have ever helped in my life needed me. Again, I asked for some energy so I don't cry, but they're happy tears. So, every person, and I am a feeler, I mean it when I say, I don't forget a goddamn thing you said to me in session. I don't. Ask, I got some tests, you tell me, I don't know what day it is, what I had for breakfast. My husband asked me for some medicine earlier, and I was like, yeah, sure thing. I went over my purse, I opened up the medicine, take it out, popped it in my mouth, kept walking. That's me on a daily basis. I go, oh shit, babe, you just took that medicine. Good thing I didn't, that is me. I am Blondie Jr. Blondie Sr. is my niece who's younger than me. So that's just how, I just always have a million things jammed in my brain all the time, but because I keep it all, because I know my way, right? Because I'm a good therapist, right? So COVID hits, everyone needs me, right? not only do all my clients need me, and every client that I've ever seen in my life, all my friends are struggling. My husband is struggling. Everybody under my roof is struggling. Every person I've ever cared about in my life, oh, I got this. I got this. And what I found is that I was fucking drowning. So here's my choice. Just fucking drown, right? But still don't show anybody. Don't show anybody that you're drowning, right? Because you can't, because you're a therapist and you got this. I have a tattoo on me. It says, it's Viktor Frankl wrote it, and he was a psychiatrist in the Holocaust. And I went to a workshop like this once, and the opening thing said, it was up on the board, it said, that which provides light must endure burning. I shit you not. I was like, fucking excellent. What book is that? Man's Search for Meaning. I bought the book and left. Did I tell you the story before?
No.
That's my best friend Adam. He just knows me. I fucking left. It was so long, I left. Oh, it's supposed to hurt when you're helping people. That's all I needed to know. Great. So bear with me for the people that don't know me. I promise I'm going to teach you how to do what I did, okay? So I leave. I get it tattooed on me in another language so that no one will know what it says. So they don't know that I'm suffering in pain, right? It didn't work anyways. So I thought I had it all figured out, and I thought I had it completely 100 million% figured out until I booked this event. So then I have this epiphany about last November. And it's November 2020, I'm really feeling it because here comes the holidays, here comes the sad season, right? It's gonna get ugly. And I was like, why don't you try to do one of the millions of things that you tell your people to do? Because I love to talk. I suck at walking the walk. Because I can do it, right? Because I had this horrible, awful life, and I ended up different than all my siblings, right? So I can do all of this, right? I never went to jail. I graduated from high school. I was the first person to go to college. And so I was like, I got this, I'll be fine. Anything I ever try to do, I'll be fine. I'm not fine, right? Like, I'm just not fine. And so I say, let's take my own advice. I start going to yoga once a week when I can. Because a client mentions it to me, not even because of myself. She's like, I really like to try yoga. I was like, yes, so let's go. I always loved yoga, but I only liked it because you could sweat a lot, and if you sit right under the heater, and I'm one of those weirdos who doesn't get to work out much, but when I do, I want to get the most out of it. So I like to just sit under the heater and sweat, and I was like, oh, okay. And I started to notice my body was changing. And then she couldn't come sometimes, but I would fib to my family, like, I'm still gonna be late. Sarah's still meeting me at yoga. Like, they give a fuck, right? Like, if I'm just going because I need to, I put that on me, right? But thank you to her for getting me to go and start. So I started doing self-care. And I started once a week going and spending that time on the mat and trying to actually not just get a workout in. I tried to start seeing if maybe these yogis are up to something. And it's pretty popular, right? And I started listening to what they were saying for me to do with my body. I started listening to when they said when you're in a pose to like breathe into the stretch. And I was like, well, I'll give it a go. And I was like, oh shit. Like I loosened up a bit, right? And just follow along. Because too, I'd be like, oh, is this going to be about yoga and how you fucking walked the path? Right? No, it's not. But this is my path. I started taking care of myself a little bit. I found ways to tolerate things that I couldn't in the past. I started to be able to make a little room in my cup. Because for the first time with COVID, I found that I was having a hard time helping people who had different views than me. That had never been an issue for me. Black Lives Matter comes out, and my cup's fucking low. Now people want to talk to me about their opinions about a topic that will eat me for breakfast. Like, I have some strong feelings about that, and I had to sit there and be like, this is your oath, girl. This is your job, right? Zip it and just help this motherfucking person. And I was sitting there going, off camera. So then I started messing up my schedule because you're on your phone doing Zooms, all these things. What can I do? I said, I gotta work smarter, not harder, but I just gotta help more people. I have to, because that is my purpose here on this earth. I have to help more people. I'm gonna do groups. I'm getting to the good part. I'm gonna do groups. I'm gonna do workshops. I'm gonna talk to the masses. Titleist is gonna hire me. I have some friends at Brigham and Women's. They're gonna hire me to come do a wellness talk. Some friends in the school system. I'm gonna talk to all of the high schoolers. about what I do. I'm going to tell them about self-care. I'm going to tell them about standing in different perspectives and something else. I'm not sure what, but whatever they need, I'm going to tailor it to what they need, and I'm going to talk to the masses. And I think about it, and I keep thinking about it, and how can I do it, how can I carve it out, and a few years ago, I became friendly with Maureen Hancock. Even that sounds weird coming out of my mouth, right? I got imposter syndrome over here, right? So I become friends with her, and she says things to me like, I find myself thinking, what would Megan do? WWMD. That's what she says to me, and I was like, oh my God, some of my other clients say that to me too. But I'm like, yeah, in my head back here, I go, oh my God, stop it. You don't say that. You don't say it. That's right, back here, in front, I was like, oh, thanks, you're fine, you got this, girl, right? I have total imposter syndrome. Then she says, no, really, you've got this. Like, you know how to fix all the things. You do. You gotta talk to more people. You gotta get out there. And I was like, well, actually, I've been thinking about doing that. I actually think when on New Year's Day, when I open up my resolution, I'll let you guys know, I'm pretty sure it says, talk to groups, right? So she says it to me. Long story longer, she hooks me up with this lady, this amazing lady, who's like an agent. And she helps all sorts of wellness type of people with their platforms, their speeches. She helps them talk. She's worked for MTV. She's worked for all of these crazy places all over the world. This woman, she hooks me up with. I don't even know what she does. But Maureen says she'll help me. I gotta pay her. And I'm like, how much? Sure, I'll find it. So I jumped in blind. Maureen says, I'll give you my space. I think December 18th is a great day because it's close to the holiday and you know people are gonna be fucked up. And I was like, oh, that's a bad time for me. I'm gonna be fucked up too. All my clients are gonna be all fucked up. My kids are gonna be fucked up. My husband definitely gonna be twisted. And this is a bad time. But I didn't say any of it. I said, oh my God, really? Of course. That's a Zen lift? Thank you. And then she's like, I'll come in for the last half an hour and do readings. And I was like, shut up. No, you won't. What I said was, oh my God, thank you. Because I didn't think she really was going to do that, right? Because that's a huge, generous gift that I do not deserve, right? I was not listening to what she was saying to me. Maureen fucking Hancock, my most famous friend. I have a lot of friends I think are famous, but she's famous, right? I'm not listening to her. I'm not. I'm just like, yeah, she's gonna let me use it. Oh, you're gonna come? I go, well, okay, well, when I finally listed, worst case scenario, all my friends or clients, they'll come, and just to hear her, they'll pay for it, right? So I was like, okay. So I said that, and then I carried on my way, and then I kept working with the lady, and she's helping me iron out what I'm gonna present. She tells me I need to practice. I'm like, me? I need to practice what I'm gonna say? I am an established therapist around these parts, if you didn't know. I have a waiting list, very fucking long. I know how to help people, thank you. I was wrong. So I say that you guys are gonna buy the ticket. So she says I have to practice. But so I listen to the lady. You know why? I'm a good student. I hadn't paid for knowledge since I graduated with my master's degree back in 05, right? So I'm paying this lady, I should listen to her, right? I'm a good student. Every single week she gives me something to do, to work, or tells me to journal. I tell you guys to journal. Have I ever fucking journaled a day in my life? No. So I get this book. And I start writing down shit, but hold on, I missed a wicked important part. You guys just have to work with me because someday when I'm famous, you're all gonna be like, I was there when she fucked up that time. So this book I got sitting right here. When I first started going to yoga on a regular basis, the woman would read from this book, Melody Beatty, Journey to the Heart. And again, remember I just started listening, even though I'm a therapist, and I pat myself on the back all the time for being the world's fucking best listener. Every now and then I'd hear a sentence or something that she was saying, because I was usually very busy thinking up here of all these other things. But now remember, I'm trying to actively listen to what she's saying. So I start listening to these openings. So there's a few that spoke to me. Then I go up to her, ask her about the book. I've given this book to a few people. And each time I give it to someone, I kind of thumb through it real fast and circle something that I think might apply to them. But she opens up every time with a meditation. So I wanted to do that for you guys today. And I wanted to find you my favorite one and read it to you. But that wasn't meant to be, because I opened up to December 18th. Sure enough, this is the one that was meant to be. So the reading for December 18th today, what she would say is, I'm going to do a reading, and it might sit with you, it might speak to you, it might not, but just try to hear it out. Celebrate holidays, but honor your holy days. Holidays help us remember important national and religious events. Holidays are marked by the calendar. Holy days are something else. Holy days are the days that we remember not because they are marked on any calendar, but because they are important spiritual events to us. These are days our souls remember: a birthday, the day a loved one left this earth, the anniversary of a relationship, the anniversary of a significant change in our life, the day we started something, the day we stopped doing something, the day we accomplished something important to us, a new beginning. Celebrate the holidays marked by the calendar in whatever way you choose. Some of these may be holy days for you as well, but remember to honor your own holy days, the ones that are special to you. Celebrate holidays, but honor your holy days too. Choose your own rituals, honor what is sacred to you. And I was like, oh, cool. She said, I gotta talk about Christmas, Maureen. She said, I gotta talk about that holiday stuff. You've gotta tell people how to find the joy. And then there it was right here, talking about these holy days. So I started to think about what I want to tell people. What are the most important things I want to say in my workshop? I want to talk to them about self-love. So I want you to start thinking about what are some things that you know to be true about you, for sure. Not something I can poke a hole in, right? Like something that's positive about you that you believe in your core. You believe it in your core. So it can't be I'm nice, because we're all nice. Can't be I'm friendly. We're all friendly. Something about you, a quality about you that sets you apart that you know. I just want you to start thinking about it right now. So that's one thing I'm going to do in this workshop. And then the next thing I'm going to do in this workshop is talk to people about perspective. Because as a very successful therapist of 20 years, I think that perspective is huge. And I think that the more you are cool with yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you're all right with yourself, the better you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And if you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you'll find some peace, because it takes two to argue, because you teach people how to treat you. So these are some things. I'm going to teach them about that. She says, I got to practice. So I call up my friend Annie, who owns a yoga studio. Hey, Annie, you know how I've been promising you I was going to come talk to your yoga students about some workshopy mental health stuff? Yeah, well, I got to practice. Okay, sure. Set it up. I go, to be honest, I think I totally bombed, right? Because I had never done it before. I had done it one time in my office with some friends, a selected smattering of friends. Here's some activities I want to do. What do you guys think about them? Let me time some of them out. Then I show up, and I did not read the room. I was not prepared. There was only 4 people I thought there was I can give you all the excuses in the world. I went through my outline. I had written it all down because I didn't want to miss anything important that I had done in my office with that smattering of friends. So I wrote this whole big outline down, and I kept going back and looking at it. And I wasn't reading the room. I wasn't being in the moment, which is another thing that I work with my clients to do. Be right now, here in this moment. And instead, I walked into that room with my own agenda, because I need to be good for you guys, and good for Maureen, and good for that Asian lady that's been helping me out. I gotta be good, so I gotta practice. I wasn't doing what it is that I do, which is help people, because those 4 people met with the 4 people I had with me. It should have been a small, intimate setting. But instead I kept with my agenda because I had to practice, right? So I was not being in the moment. I should have tossed it all out the door and trusted myself. So I thought it went all right, but I felt shitty after, and that's when the wall started to come down. Now, this is the part that's good. So all of you that don't know me, you guys were going to get that version I did at the yoga studio, and you would have not been happy about paying $50 unless you get a reading when Maureen comes. So what happened to me after this, and not many people, I don't think anybody in here knows this except for my mom, because I cried to her about it yesterday. So after I booked this, I asked for energy so that I can keep it together, because this is big, right? So I book it and I talk myself out of it. So every time I would look on there, and see that one person I knew bought a ticket, I was like, motherfucker, another fucking person I know? And then another one, and then another one, and then another one. I was like, no! This is not how it's supposed to go. I'm supposed to help more people. New people. New people. I'm supposed to teach them about perspective and taking care of themselves. And these people already know because they're around me some. So, shit. And then another one. And then, after I bombed, I sold out. I sold out. Fuck. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, and if you don't know me, again, you're in for a treat. I probably know 45 out of the 55 people. I'm pissed. I don't tell you I'm pissed. When you tell me you bought tickets, I'm like, oh, great. I can't wait to see you there, Trina. Thank you for being one of my goodest supporters. Thank you for always bringing me snacks when you come and visit me. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for even talking to me about moons. I know shit about moons, FYI. Did you like that harvest moon little jiggy? You're like, oh, it's gonna be like that, huh? She's a hippie. She knows about the moon and shit. I don't. But I was like, oh, that's a cool thing. The beaver moon. It made me chuckle. I was like, oh, the beaver moon. Right? And I was like, and Maureen, the boss, the one, my mentor here, she's like, it's gonna be a full moon that night. It's a great night. And I was like, but now it's happening, right? But I'm missing this, right? I send out the thing about the beavers. Meanwhile, I'm like, I think I might have COVID. You laugh, right? I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. I'm pacing. My peeps, my wife in the back, she keeps, how you doing, wife? How you holding up? What are your feelings about Saturday? I'm like, aren't you sick? Can't you? Jenna's not gonna make it back from fucking Italy. You should stay home and wait for her. These are things I'm really thinking in my head about my very best friend. My very best friend coming to see me. So here I am thinking, right, that I can sell out 55 people, right? Because all y'all believe in me, right? I obviously do not believe in myself, right? Because I would want my friends. I'd be like, thank you for fucking signing up, right? Every time. My friend Crystal, she posted, see you Saturday. You too? You definitely know every single one of my tricks, and your man probably does too, because you probably told someone. Definitely stay home. Because she's gonna know she's gonna be bored, she's not gonna get her money worth, and I want them to get their money worth, and she could just talk to me for free, but then maybe she'll get a reading for Maureen. This is my internal monologue, kicking my motherfucking ass. When I was in the yoga studio, my niece was with me. I kept looking over, I'm like, she's fucking bored. She's so bored. My boss, this is my boss, Taryn, she was there. I was like, oh, she's fucking bored too. She's on the phone. I suck. But I didn't care, I just kept going. Right? I'm an imposter. I'm thinking, I got this, right? But I'm just like you. I would think breathing in through the nose is fucking weird. I think stretching is weird. I have the same internal monologue as you. I'm just either a couple steps in front of you, right? Or my problems are different. My friend Amy says to me today, what do you mean you're going through it? I'm like, no, it's all right. When I get to Wednesday, you guys will understand. I'm like, it's okay, I'm going through it in a good way this week. I'm going through it in a good way. She's like, okay, do you need anything? I'm like, can you believe I answered the phone? Twice. Let me tell you why. So this happens to me. I'm talking my fucking self out of it. And by Wednesday, for sure, this is not happening. No one knows about it, right? Even I kind of like, oh, maybe. I got that cute Tipsy Elves outfit and those fire shoes my best friend Adam will love. My husband will think I look cute. And I'll just send him a picture and pretend I did it. He won't know because he's definitely not invited. Definitely not. He's definitely not coming. You know why? Does anybody want to guess why my husband's not coming? Anybody, please, come on. If you're following Bouncing Ball. Oh my God, that would be the right answer, right? I got a good guy though, right? He would choose me over the Patriots, right? But he wasn't fucking invited. In fact, the other day when he mentioned coming, I bit his motherfucking head off. Who was there? It was either my niece or you. He goes, hey, so I'm coming Saturday, right? You get a sitter for the kids? I go, what? You want to fucking come now? You haven't mentioned to me about it. You haven't talked to me about it. Meanwhile, I don't want him to come because I'm scared he's going to see me fail, right? I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know it until Wednesday. So I bite his head off, and then I have the nerve to look at Tanner and be like, oh, can you believe he wants to come now? And I know I have to find a fucking babysitter for our kids when all of my friends and every single person that I know is gonna be there tonight? I can't believe he wants me to do that. No, he's not fucking coming. Okay, right, so mean. And I was like, you stay home with the kids. You can't watch me. You're gonna make fun of me. He's never given me any reason to believe that he doesn't believe in what I do. We just don't talk about it that much, just like other couples. But I think because I'm a therapist, he should want to soak it up. He doesn't. He's had enough of it. So, this week comes, I clear off my week. I got a light week. I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, I meet with the coach. I have one client, and then I blocked off the rest of Thursday. I block off Friday. I was supposed to have surgery on my ear. It got canceled. It was a sign. That's what I say. I'm gonna need it because I'm gonna be a fucking basket case. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I have to change all of the activities. They're all falling flat. It's not working well for me, right? I'm so gone in my head. I'm forgetting that the answer is right in front of my face, right? I still don't see it. My niece calls. Guess what Judy wanted? I gotta tell you what she wanted. Auntie Megan? First of all, my favorite name besides Mummy is Auntie. I get called Auntie the most because I have the most nieces and nephews, more than I have kids, thank God. I love being called Auntie, and I love being an auntie, right? She's like, my mom can't come to make a craft at the elementary school on Friday, and I was really hoping you could come and paint rocks with my class. What do I say? I say, oh my God, I'm so honored. Should I bring music? Do you guys have music? I'll bring festive holiday, but upbeat and current. What would you like to do? I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna buy this. She goes, I just wanna paint rocks. You know how you started painting rocks? I was like, when COVID started, I started painting rocks. I sat still long enough to start painting rocks, right? She wants to paint rocks. This should be a dream come true for me. I'm off Fridays. It should be a dream. I'm gonna get to the point and I'm gonna teach you how to do the same thing, okay? So Friday comes, but before Friday comes, I know when she asks me on Wednesday, I'm gonna be a motherfucking best case, I better order some rocks on Amazon. I better order some rocks on Amazon. I've been painting rocks for 2 years. For COVID, I've been on Amazon a number of times waiting for rocks to go on sale. They haven't. Also, I don't know if you heard the part where I say I live in Plymouth, on the beach. My favorite place in the world is the beach. There's so many rocks, right? Which is why I could never bring myself to go and buy the rocks because they were never cheap enough. I think rocks should be cheap, right? So I'm like, oh, all right, what can I do to make Friday more manageable because I'm going to be out of my head, not functioning, because all my fucking friends are going to come, and all my clients that I think love me and know me so much. My monologue. My friend, she texted me, my friend said, Zen Loft, Saturday? I was like, I'm not answering it. Hopefully she doesn't, and I didn't answer her until today. I was like, I hope she just thinks I didn't get it. Right? I saw that my friends in the back, I'm supposed to see you guys tomorrow. I'm like, why are they signing up tonight? I don't want them to see me fail. I'm going to see them tomorrow. I can tell them about it, how I failed, and we'll smoke weed and I'll feel better. So I might still need that, ladies. Sit tight. Mom, block your ears. Okay, so Wednesday comes and I buy the rocks on Amazon. Here's a major turning point in my life. So if you're not following along, here's where it gets good. And this is where I'm going to need you, because this is where I'm going to help you. This is all meant to be. So Wednesday I buy the rocks. They're on their way $26.99 for 20 shiny rocks. I'm like, just in case I don't get to the beach, right? No, I know damn right well I'm done at noon on Thursday. I even checked the weather. It's gonna be a nice day. 60 on December. I'm going to get the rocks. I'm going to the beach. No way am I going to, right? Thursday comes, I view the coach. And again, maybe it's because it's the first time I paid somebody to tell me what to do. She didn't really tell me what to do. But what she did say as I was asking her if it was okay to hold note cards, and should I have an outline, and hey, this morning I got here at 8:45. I took 7 videos of my opening. I was talking to the Santa on the shelf. Literally, I set up this little ring light thingy over here with my phone in it, and I grabbed the Santa because I was like, I can't just talk to the mantle. I set the Santa up and I started talking to Santa. I opened up this book right here. here. And I flipped to a page. I was like, oh, perspective, one of my favorite things to talk about. I'm going to read to Santa about that. So I open up with that. Then after, I'm like, oh, that's terrible. So I tell her, I videoed myself a bunch, but I don't think you want to see any of them. Hopefully I'll just send you a video after Saturday. She's like, okay. I said, so I'm going to open with something like this. How much should I talk about myself? How much should I this? How much I... She's not really answering me, but I think she is, right? She's like, whatever, basically she's like, whatever you think. Then I said, she goes, you are the expert. These people are coming to talk to you. And I said, huh, but I already know them, and they already know my tricks, and they're paying money to talk to me, and a lot of them are my friends, or I'm gonna see them next week. So I'm real jacked up about this, and I have my next session in Duxbury, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna look real quick and see if there's a yoga class, because I started believing that while I was in yoga and I cleared my mind, I started believing that I could do great things, right? That's where I got this idea. It's my self-care, it's the book, right? I slide in. Now, I wore yoga pants that day to work, hallelujah. Usually I would never do that because I need to look nice. But that day, I only had the lady and it's a Zoom. And then I was doing a home visit, you lucky asses that I'm coming to your house in Deluxeberry. Yes, I'm wearing my leggings. And I was like, oh, I'll just see. So I went in a regular bra, right? Because that's all I had. And a tank top and my leggings. And I slide into class, and usually it's my favorite teacher, the one that told me about the book. And there's only 4 people in the class. And she opens up with the same fucking reading I read to Santa. This is my moment, right? I'm sitting there, because I had already said to myself, listen, man, here's your shot. I'm fucking Eminem in my head. This is your moment. You gotta lose yourself in the music. The moment, you know it. You gotta never let it go. You said it out loud. Everybody's counting on you. Even now, all your Plymouth friends know. Your husband knows. His family knows. Fuck. So I'm Eminem, right? I'm like, shit. Maybe she saw that video somehow. Maybe I texted it to her by accident. I never remember. I'm missing it, right? It's right in front of my face. I'm fucking missing it. I'm missing how I meet Maureen. I'm missing how she wants me to come here. I'm missing how all of you guys, most of you that I know, bought the tickets, and I'm still have my own agenda. I'm not seeing the gift that was provided me right in front of my face. And if I didn't have this happen, and I had the script that I was gonna have for you guys, I would have felt like shit tonight when I left. And you guys would have been like, but Maureen was great, right? So I say, if I have a good yoga class, I will do well on Saturday. I don't know how that's related, but then she opens up with the perspective thing. I'm like, yes. I start going through class. There's usually 30 people in there. There's 4 because it's lunchtime. I'm in the back. I'm crushing it. I am on another. I'm like, I'm just anything she says. Do this, and I never usually jump back. I never usually try a handstand. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just try. It says I'm gonna change my internal monologue, and I'm gonna just try to listen because I don't know it all because I am not a yogi. Anytime I even say I'm going to yoga, I feel like an imposter. Like someone's gonna be like, "You go to yoga?" So anytime I say I'm gonna go to yoga, I feel like people are like, "Have fun, yeah, do that hippie shit." So I'm gonna have a good class. I'm doing everything she says. I'm like, I'm crushing it. She said the perspective thing. I feel the energy. I don't even look off my mat because they tell you in yoga that it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. You only need to worry about that one person on the mat. It's your practice. Make it your own. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it for today. I'm not gonna look around. I'm not gonna get nervous. I'm gonna sit in the back instead of the front where I normally do. I am crushing class. All of a sudden, Tammy, she keeps going left. Left. Some people don't know their fucking left from their right. Did I forget that I was one of them? Because my wedding rings, you see all these fancy diamonds I got here? Very lucky. I put up with a lot of shit for this, right? But I had a rash under these rings because I washed my hands so much, thanks COVID. So I was wearing them on my right hand. Remember? Blondie. It's all coming together for you now, isn't it? She's fucking talking to me, who's having the best yoga class of her whole entire life. And I am being the disruptive one in the front going the wrong fucking way. I was like, it's okay, boo. They said you only have to worry about what you're doing on your mat. You don't need to. I was like, that's okay. So I go, but still I couldn't just let it go, right? I'm like, my wedding rings, they were on the wrong hand. I had a rash. I washed my hands a lot. I say it out loud in the middle of class. Who gives a fuck? No one gives a fuck about my big fucking ring, diamonds being on the wrong fucking hand. They don't care. I'm an imposter. I'm from Brockton. I grew up in a 3 family in the city. I had to walk to school 2 miles. I couldn't take a left out of the front door because the Puerto Rican people lived on the left, and you weren't allowed to walk that way. This is a true story. I had to take a right and walk around the long way. True story to Davis Kindergarten, out Gilmore. Right? I had to walk the long way because you couldn't take a left. Right? So this is me now. Here I am in yoga doing the wrong thing, going the wrong way, and I'm trying not to give a shit, but it's hurting me bad because I had to tell them the wrong hand. Still I get out and I'm soaking wet, drenched in sweat. I'm still feeling high on life. I'm feeling great, right? I'm like, oh, I had a good class, even though I went the wrong way. This is what I needed. It's gonna be great. Then I drive right to the beach. But when you get out of hot yoga, you're drenched in sweat. I literally look like I walked out of the shower. I look at my back seat, and there is a pair of sweatpants and a sweatshirt. I don't know if you hang out with me often outside of my house, you will not see me in a sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Not because I don't love them. I love them when I'm at home, I wear them at the grocery store, to dinner, whatever, but during the work week, they're not hanging out. They were in my back seat because that morning I grabbed them at the last second. I just grabbed them and I was like, you never know. I don't know what I'm doing in the afternoon. I might be in literally, this was my thought in the morning. I might be in my office taking a nap. I don't nap because they make me feel like shit. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be snuggled on the couch in a fetal position in a ball, sweating about tonight. So good thing I grabbed those sweatpants and sweatshirt because I got out of the car and I started looking for rocks. And let me tell you what, I wanted smooth rocks, I wanted lots of rocks. I didn't have a lot of time, but I put my music on and I started feeling energized. I started feeling so energized. I was like getting myself all pumped up. I'm like, it's 60. I was trying really hard to practice what I preach. I was trying really hard to be in that moment right then. And I thought my favorite kind of rock to find is heart rocks, right? All of a sudden, I never find them. They're out of everywhere. Now, I don't even think this really looks like a heart today, but Thursday, this was the best looking heart rock. There's another sign. I thought you didn't believe in signs, Megan. And then I found another one. I don't think on a regular day, I'd be like, kids, that's really not a heart. It was a heart for me that day. And another one, right? I just kept finding. And then my phone rang, and it was a client, and I was feeling energized, and I would never answer the phone, right? Because I learned about self-care. And self-care means it's my time, and I'm on the beach, and I'm looking for rocks. But I felt so motherfucking energized by the ocean. You know why? The last time I was at the beach, I brought Maureen to my beach, right? And I brought Maureen to my beach, and she's like, oh, I just need to come here before a show to energize. I need to come here to like ground myself, to feel better, and I was like, yes, that's so nice. I love the sand under my toes too. I love feeling, you want to swim in the ocean in October, Maureen? Excellent, let's do it. She wants me to take pictures. Some of you might have saw it on social media because I fucking posted it, right? But I wasn't there. I was not there. I was like, how many selfies is she gonna make me take? We're swimming in the ocean, yeah, it's cool. Do we really have to document? I'm in a bathing suit right now. And I should be at work. I felt guilty that I was swimming in the ocean with Maureen Hancock on a Thursday afternoon. So she said she felt energized. It brought life back to her. So while I'm there, I'm thinking, oh shit, you can feel the sand, you can float in the ocean, you can feel the heat of the sun, but you can also decide, now listen, just follow the bouncing ball. I promise you I am not a hippie. I'm just learning about this whole energy shit, but I had to figure out what the other piece was, right? Because the first piece is, what is something you think is true to you about in your core values, right? The next piece is perspective, the ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, but I'm missing something and I don't know what it is. And I know it's the key to what's gonna get me through here tonight. I call up my boss and I'm sobbing my fucking eyes out. Dad, I just want it on record. Did something just happen to me? She's like, are you high? No. Well, did you start drinking early? She didn't say that, but that's how I felt. I felt like she was thinking that. Were you thinking that a little bit? You're like, what the fuck? She didn't go to work. She's drinking or smoking crack or something. I don't know, but she's all jacked up. I'm sobbing. I just want this on record with somebody. Because something big happened and I gotta change everything about Thursday night. Because what I said was gonna happen, happened. All my people, worst case scenario, Maureen goes, don't charge $50, you wanna sell out. I go, all my friends will pay $50 to see you. They'll pay $50 for a half an hour one-on-one with you. Or not even one-on-one, but just to be around you for half an hour. I'd pay $50 to be around for half an hour, so even I could just look at it, right? So what happened. I said that as a joke, right? But then it ended up happening, and I was refusing to see the gift that was right in front of me. Was that my biggest supporters are gonna be here, that the answer was right in front of my face. And it took me going to my friend's yoga shop and fucking up. And then it took me really listening to the importance of self-care in the importance of perspective, but again, I was missing that other piece, and I had one foot in and one foot out. Because I like to talk the talk, but I have a very hard time walking the walk. And I want you to start thinking about a problem that you have, something that's gonna prevent you from having a motherfucking great holiday next week. I want you to think about it. I want you to have the question, because I'm gonna teach you how to do what I did. But in order for you to see how I applied it, because I'm new to this too, this just started happening to me on Thursday, okay? But let me just tell you how different Thursday, Friday, and Saturday have been. This is fresh, and it'll be helpful, because then you'll believe me that you can apply this to whatever that problem is for you, because what I'm gonna do right now, all this energy that I have, I'm gonna give it to you, and you can take it home with you, and you can have the best holiday ever. Because I always have liked to bring the party. I'm built for it. Everywhere I go, I'm like, well, I'm gonna be there anyways. You might as well have a blast. How can I have a blast? How can I make it fun? How can I jazz it up a bit? I used to think it was just by bringing wine. It wasn't. Other things, right? So I'm gonna bring the party. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but I'm like, there's something missing. And I think what was missing was that I heard what Maureen said about energy. I hear what my hippie 21-year-old niece says about energy. And my favorite Reiki student in my office says about energy. I'm like, yes, I know, I feel the moons too, spirit, yes. You know, when you go to therapy school, you have to learn about Reiki and spirits and God and the different schools, and you have to learn about Freud. And I'm like, that fucking Freud, man. Like, it's not all about that. Turns out, I'm not fucking smarter than him. I'm not. My ego was getting in the motherfucking way of having a great night here tonight, and it was blocking me from the secret that I have. The third part, right? So the third part is that you're right where you need to be. That these are really signs that are coming at me, but because I'm a therapist and my way works, which is knowing everything about you, feeling your pain with you, helping you fix the problem, texting you after hours, taking you home with me, bringing you in the house with me, bringing you into bed with me, talking to you all day, talking to all my friends. I'll call you after bed. I'll call you after the kids go to bed. I will. And I will continue to do that, but I don't think I'm gonna need to do that very much anymore, because I'm boiling it down. I'm gonna simplify it. The answers are right here. They're right here inside you, and you are blocking them by giving more shits about what everybody else motherfucking thinks about you. It don't fucking matter if you're having a good time or not tonight, because I'm having a good time. I'm gonna go home feeling good about what I shared with you tonight. I'm gonna go home feeling good that, like, on Thursday when I told my mom about how I had this, hold on, I'm on to Friday now, because then, so Friday comes. I gotta do the painting of the rocks, right? Shit keeps coming at me. First of all, I have a 3-year-old, and the babysitter that's gonna watch her cancels an hour before. I can't take the 3-year-old, I can't let Judy down, what the fuck am I gonna do? I drive her to Hanson, my mom comes through clutch like she always does, watches her, and while I'm there, I'm like, I gotta change everything about Saturday. And I snapped at my husband and told me, how come he's not fucking supporting me? But I know it was my fault. And she's like, well, you gotta have him come. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. If he brings it up, maybe we'll talk about it. But I'm not doing it. Why? I still wasn't there yet. I wasn't there until this morning. I wasn't. So my friend Alicia, she got a call today. A couple other friends I've been avoiding. I called them today. After I took a shower, let me just get to today. Okay, so here we are today. Okay, hold on, back to the rock painting. Promise I'm not coming to the crystal. Think if you have a problem, you're up next. But it's important to show you how I applied it, right? So Friday, I was just like, I'll just call somebody else. I'll ask somebody else. I won't feel bad. If my mother can't do it, she won't want you. Just fucking ask. Worst case scenario, you give her an iPad and sit her on the floor next to you, right? Figure it out. Make it work. Then I go, we paint the rocks. Girl keeps taking the tops off of she twists them off instead of popping the cap off. There's fucking acrylic paint. It looks like the globe in the gas tank in Boston. There's paint everywhere, all over my new jeans, my shoes, my other Tipsy Elves Christmas sweater I wore to cheer her up. It's everywhere. Whatever, we get through it. We go home. And I'm like, I'm waiting for this thing to wear off, this high I'm on. And then Saturday comes. And I say, I think I should go to yoga in the morning. I should try to replicate what happened. I'm gonna go to yoga in the morning, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna go. But I don't know this instructor, but I'm gonna go anyways. And when I go, so the night before it's Friday and I keep thinking, I'm gonna tell him it all boils down to love. Right? But it was because I was reading and I was soul searching. I was thinking, I'm gonna tell them that it's self-love, it's the love of others, right? These are all the things that are gonna get you through the holidays. If you love yourself, you'll create energy. And I'm like, that ain't gonna fucking work. The first thing he says is, it's all about love. This guy, he owns a studio, but I've never been to one of his classes. He goes, it's all about love. Motherfucker, shut up. I was like, where's he gonna go with this? Am I gonna buy into it? Because I don't buy into much. I'm a cynic. He says, love is the only thing that never dies. He says, when someone dies, do you stop loving them? Or does your love keep growing? That's what he says. I was like, motherfucker, he's onto something. I don't know everything. I'm not smarter than Freud. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try this guy's class. By the end of the class, I'm in tears because I am just soaking up every single thing this guy says. I am charged up. And I head home and as soon as I walk in the door, I'm fucking derailed. The elf wasn't moved last night. I asked my husband to move the motherfucking elf. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna move it, I'll throw it outside. And I was like, babe, 9 years we've had children, 9 years. How many times have I asked you to move the motherfucking elf? Like 3 times? You can't move the motherfucking elf? I go up, I'm like, I'm going to bed. Can you just move it? I have to prepare. I have to go through some things. I gotta come up with some stuff. He's like, yeah, I'll move it. I'm like, don't forget. I go upstairs, I'm snuggling, all of a sudden I hear him coming up. He ain't getting any tonight. I'm pissed off that he said that he was gonna throw the elf out. Why was I pissed off? He doesn't like the fucking elf. It's my thing, not his. I shouldn't have been mad at it. So he comes up and I'm like, all right, you move the elf. He wants to go to sleep. He usually doesn't stay up too late. Instead he wanted to snuggle me. And I was like, resisting because I was mad. Long story short, I come downstairs in the morning. Now I'm really mad because the fucking elf's still sitting there. I come home, now it's 9:30. I told him, I'll take Alana to dance at 10. Just get up and feed her and stuff and have her in her costume. It's a Christmas day. I laid out a couple of things, get her in. And I come in, it's 9:30. I run upstairs, he's fucking sleeping. I am fit to be motherfucking tied. This is a very big day for me. After I dropped my daughter off, I decided to go for a run downtown in the freezing goddamn cold. I'm looking for signs everywhere. Even my favorite song, Ice Ice Baby, is speaking to me. It comes on my iPod, I'm jogging, it's like, ice, ice. I'm like, oh, he knows. And then he goes, you got a problem? Yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while the DJ revolves. I'm like, oh, it's another sign. He knows I love that song, and he knows I love solving problems, and he knows I love music. Everything was a motherfucking sign today, right? So, but now I'm derailed because life is coming at me hot. No fucking elf moved. I come in, he's fucking, after I jogged 2 fucking miles after that yoga class, I'm high as a kite. High, I have not high really, just high. It's feeling good. I'm amping up for you guys tonight. The elf's not moved, he's fucking sleeping. I even went to Starbucks and got him a 6-shot black espresso. He's fucking sleeping in my son's room, which I know that trick, because our daughter gets in our bed with us in the middle of the night and kicks the shit out of us. Every now and then I treat myself and get up and go lock myself in Asher's room, because Asher is sleeping with Aiden in his room. In the middle of the night, she starts coughing, kicking. He's like, what the fuck is going on? But I didn't hear him get up. Usually he's too lazy to get up. Usually he's in such a deep sleep, he's like, fuck it. And he also knows that even if I sleep in Asher's room, she's gonna find me in the morning whenever she wakes up anyway. She goes upstairs, downstairs, outside one day looking for me in the morning. She don't give a shit if Daddy's sleeping next to her, she's gonna find me anyways. So he's sleeping still. I got his 6-shot espresso. I'm high on life. I gotta leave in 15 minutes. She is not dressed, not fed, still watching TV in my bed where I left her an hour and a half ago. Pissed. I walk in, the door, I open it, and I say, I thought you would be up by now. Then, I talked myself off the ledge. You can do it too. You can do it too. I was like, it's dark in there. You don't know what time it is. Nobody bothering him, the kids only bothered me. Sleep, dude. Why am I trying to be a bitch right now? He hops out of bed because he's used to me going home a bitch. He hops out of bed, he jumps in the shower. Facts, right? Jumps in the shower, comes out, he's like, you don't have to take her. I know you've got a lot to do today. This has just happened today, right? I'm like, no, it's fine, I'll take her. I'll take her. I didn't say it's because I wanted to squeeze and a run to clear my mind and look for signs from Vanilla Ice. But I was like, you were kind of cunty this morning, excuse my language. Get him a coffee on the way home. So, I'd already got him a coffee because I was cunty the night before. Good karma, right? So I could get derailed, right? I could easily get derailed. But I checked myself, right? I checked myself because if I decide that I'm going to be peaceful and energetic, I can stay there. You can stay there too. I'm going to show you how, but this is the part that I just made friends with on Thursday. You got to surrender. You got to surrender. You're all looking at me like I look at people when they say that to me. What the fuck are you talking about? Surrender to what? I'm not into that hippy dippy shit. What do you mean I don't know it all? I know my path. I know where I'm going. I know what's up. No, I don't. The only one that blocks you is you in your brain. And even me, who all you all came here to see, I was blocking myself all fucking week long instead of seeing the gift that was right in front of my face. So then the hits keep coming. I'm staying zen. I'm staying zen. Stay with me, Emily. Listen up. Come on. It's all right. You can yawn. You know, if you yawn, it doesn't just mean that you're bored by me. It means that some oxygen, you need more oxygen in your brain. That's a scientific fact. So I'm not taking it personally that you yawn at me. In through the nose, Emily. Out through the mouth. It will energize you because I have some to give. Okay, so I get derailed again. I walk in after dance. I jogged. Vanilla Ice spoke to me. Alana had a good dance class. Her best friend didn't beat her up or bite her today. Silent. We go in the house, and my husband says, my sister called. Apparently, Aiden said something to Judy, and Judy won't tell her what it is. And she's really upset about it. I'm like, well, it must have been about fucking birds and the bees, right? He's like, yeah, I think it's bad. I was like, oh, again, I'm about to get, if you know me, right? I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, I said, but I said to my husband, I said, well, someone's got to tell her. She's 7. Like, I ain't going down on the sinking motherfucking ship, right? I'm like, someone got to tell her. Asher's like, I know what he said. He's 5. And he's like, and I go, oh, you do? I pop down on the ground. I'm like, what did he say? He's like, oh, I can't say it. It's bad. You can tell mommy anything. You can tell me anything. So you tell mommy, you can tell me nobody's in trouble. Nobody's in trouble, you can tell me. So he's like, well, I think he told Judy that in order to make a baby, you have to put a man's penis inside of a girl's mouth. Double bad, right? If you're gonna tell a 6-year-old about the fucking birds and the bees, dude, get it right. Get it motherfucking right. Then I have a leg to stand on, right? I can be like, listen, Jamie, listen, you think she don't know? She's been wanting a boyfriend since she was 2. She knows, she wanted those those girls, they want their sports bras as soon as they know about boobs. I'm like, she needs something. I'm like, fuck, you fucked it up. Totally the wrong thing. I instantly want to call him on his gizmo watch. Hey, Dad, what are you doing? And I don't, right? What am I going to do? I'm going to blow up my motherfucking day. Yeah. I'm going to create anxiety in my son while he is with his aunt at a hockey game. I'm going to be pissed off. I'm gonna call up my sister-in-law and be like, what? Because I'm defensive, because my boy is a good boy. I don't know where he learned that misinformation. But clearly he's ready for the birds and the bees, because none of them were created that way, I can assure you. So, I'm gonna get motherfucking derailed now, right? Because that's, so what do? I stopped, and I was just in the moment, right? So I've been doing this all day. I decided all day yesterday, all day today, I'm not gonna let anything bother me. It was a conscious decision. And when I went to react, I sat for a couple seconds and I responded and said, and magical things have kept happening all day long. And Mike's like, you're gonna have to call my sister. That's what he says. Usually when he says this to me, I'm like, it's your fucking sister. You call her, you figure it out. I'm busy, today is a big day for me. That's what I would have said. But I would have missed out on an opportunity, right? But I decided I wasn't gonna be ruffled and I was gonna stay in the moment all day long until the second I walked out here. I did not know what I was gonna say to you. So I FaceTime Judy, here she is. And I say, Judy, you wanna talk in public? You need some privacy. Because I am wicked public. Y'all probably see me naked in the office at one point by accident, because I was changing and I left the door open or something, I don't know. She's like, yeah, Auntie, I'm gonna go in the bathroom. I said, hey, listen, I know what Aiden said to you. And you know Auntie would never lie to you, right? You know I would never lie to you? He was wrong. I was so excited to tell her he was wrong. He was wrong. She's like, oh, I told him that. I'm like, oh, good. I'm so glad you told him that. It's just that, that's why I say, Asher told me, but he said he didn't want to say it because it was disgusting. She's like, that's how I feel. And I really was listening to my little 6-year-old niece. She's like, that's how I feel. If I say that, my mom and dad are going to be mad at me. And it brought me back to when I was a kid and I was laying in my cousin's room with her and she had to pee. And I was probably 5 years old. I'm like, no, don't do it. You're going to get beat if you open up the door and try to go pee. You already got out once for water. Right? So I say, you're not going to be in trouble. You're never going to be in trouble. You're never in trouble if you tell the truth, right? You can tell your mama you cannot, but I can tell you he was wrong. And then I look at her shirt, so here she is, right? It says karma. I said, what does your shirt say, Judy? Normally I wouldn't even looked at her shirt. I would have been so busy hurrying to get off the phone so that I could go paint my nails or something to get ready for you, because you might not be able to think I'm credible if my nails aren't painted and I don't have a sparkly fucking outfit. I would have been freaking out all day long. You wouldn't have been wanting to be near me. But instead I said, Judy, after I told her, she goes, oh, good for you. I said, when a man and a woman or a couple, 2 men, 2 women, when they love each other and they decide that they want to bring a baby into this earth, sometimes their bodies just know how to do it. Closest I could get without getting yelled at by my sister-in-law. She's like, oh, okay, that's what I thought. Oh, she did, Judy. She's like, what's your shirt say? She says, it says karma and sunshine and peace and yoga and love. Right? And I go, oh, what does karma mean? She goes, it means if you do something bad to somebody, they will do something back to you. I was like, oh, that's so sad. I said, I like to think of karma as like if you do something good, out for the world, good, anytime, good will come back to you, okay? And then I said, oh my God, nothing I like better than sunshine. It was my first tattoo on my back. I love the sun so much, let me also tattoo that on my back. And someday when I get skin cancer, now that all these energy things are aligning, I'm gonna stop saying that because I could have tattooed it into existence, right? And then it ends with love, so I'm like, I'm gonna just go there, I'm just gonna wing it, I'm just gonna talk. And I'm gonna give you my energy, and I'm gonna tell you how to do it. So think about your problem, and we're gonna apply self-love, perspective, and letting go to something higher than you. It can be anything. You don't even have to know what it is. It can be nothing. You don't have to know what it is, you just have to know that when they say things, when you hear things like, everything happens for a reason, the universe has a plan for you. I would hear those, I was like, that sounds nice, I'm gonna use those in therapy. I didn't ever believe them really, or really think about what it meant. I was like, I'm all right in my whatever. I believe something happens when you die, you don't just go on the ground, something happens. That was the end of it, that's the end of it. It's very freeing to just see the gifts that are right in front of your face. They're everywhere, there were signs everywhere, all of the time, and we are all missing them. Because we're crowded by what other people think about us, by other people's wants, by other people's wishes, by what our parents told us about ourselves when we were younger. We still fucking believe it. It's not their turn, it's your turn. Stop living your parents' life. Think about next week. So here's where those qualities come in. Open those motherfucking books real quick for me, because I bought them, because we were going to do workshop-y type of things. Try to write down 3 to 4, 5 things that you truly believe about yourself in your core. That you truly believe is an asset. It's something that you have to stand by. Some of you are going to have no problem. Some of you are going to be having a hard time coming up with 2. My best friend says he doesn't have a problem, so he's going to finish quickly.
Yeah.
And if you need any assistance, maybe he can tell you how come that was so easy for him. But I want you to think about something that's integral to you. If you can only come up with 2 or 3, that's all right. But think of it like you're writing an ad. Like as a friend, you're writing an ad. And you're like, you want to buy friends. But you want them to be lifelong ones, so something about yourself that you believe to be true, because these are things that we're going to pull on when we figure out how to make it work for you next week. Or by the end of the year. You guys are going to be writing me and you're going to tell me, I tried that hippy-dippy shit you told me, being open to signs and shit. And I tried that oil shit about the happy place, And I tried to feel the energy a little bit. I tried to actually feel the energy. Let me tell you the first trick that ever showed me the energy is true. One of the documentaries I watched, some of you guys know about my lemon, right? Say I have a lemon right here, and I bite into it. You see this lemon? I'm biting into this lemon. And juice is dripping down my face, and it is so sour, but I suck it in here, suck the juice, right? When I saw that, I was like, oh shit, there's no lemon. That dude don't have a lemon. Why is my mouth doing this? And he was using it as an example of a mind-body connection, right? It blew my mind. Miss Therapist over here, established therapist of 20 years. You know what I thought mind-body connection meant? If you're thin and cute, you probably have happy thoughts. That's what I thought, right? That's not true. You can think yourself into beauty. You can think yourself into financial freedom. I just heard that one on the way here today. Can't wait to get there. My biggest problem. But guess what? I feel like I don't want to shop. You see how the room goes silent? That's because everybody knows me. And they know that's my number one thing. I like it almost more than my children. Probably the only, I love shopping, right? And I haven't wanted to shop. I didn't want to buy anything. In fact, for the rocks, I didn't even go get Christmas bags. I used the Valentine's bags from last year. I did it. So this is how I was feeling. This is what was happening. So I want you to think about, what are these qualities that are integral to you, so I can show you that your mind can change what your body does. And if you change your actions and you start faking it till you make it, if you start changing your actions, then your mind will start changing too. It will. One of the exercises I was going to have you guys do was whip out your camera and take a selfie of yourself, right? I was going to be like, make a cheesy smile. And everybody fucking hated it at the last one too. But I do want you to start your day taking a minute in the morning. When people say, I don't have a minute. Well, guess what? The first thing that almost derailed me this morning when I set my alarm for 7 a.m. was that my beautiful daughter woke up at 6:30 a.m. As soon as I saw that it was 6:30, she's tired, right? And she's like, same thing every morning. Do you want to build a snowman? Motherfucker, it's 6:30. I'll build it at 7. I gotta leave at 7:30, but it's a half an hour, and this is the moments of my life. This is what I signed up for, was to be a mother. Was to have a daughter, bonus baby right there. I got 2 boys and I got a girl. She wants to build a snowman at 6:30 in the morning with no snow on the ground. I'm so fucking lucky that she likes me and she wants to play with me, right? Who cares about that? How much am I going to sleep that 30 minutes when Bubble Guppies is on anyways? So I checked myself. That was the first thing I did. I didn't get mad. I was like, I want to build a snowman. She goes, oh, you do? And the whole day changed with her. And then the whole day changed with my son today, my 5-year-old, because after he gave me that information, he was my buddy. Yeah. He's like, you want to play Pokemon? He's like, I made these with Legos. Normally I'd be like, yes, but I gotta take a shower, and I gotta get ready, and I gotta call back all these people, and I have to take deep breaths so I can do a good job tonight. And so I said, yes, I do. Come on up. I'm taking a shower, but you can set up the battleground on the floor of the bathroom while I do. He's like, I can't. Yes, but after this song is over. Because Annie sent me a really good song this morning. I want to listen to it in silence so I could really hear it. You can like that too. I'll put up some resources. So anyways, he came in, we played Pokemon while I did my hair, while I got dressed, while I ate my BLT this morning, because it was delicious. We played, and I just changed a little tiny thing and decided I wasn't going to get derailed, and I was going to put my money where my mouth was. I was going to walk the walk and talk the talk, and I say that my favorite thing in the world to do is be a parent. Yet I'm getting fucking annoyed at my kids because they woke me up too early, because they don't know at the age of 5 that mommy needs to shower for her show tonight, and I don't have time for Pokemon? Come on. I'm losing it, right? So I gotta center myself so I can help you better and quicker. Because now if I can apply these 3 things in session, right? I don't gotta take you home with me. I don't gotta let you drain me. I can have more energy and focus for the things I say that I love. I can walk the walk, right? I can be in the moment, which I was. I said to my nanny, I came home, usually she runs out the door. I was like, I got some energy for you, you might want to stick around. And she was like, okay. And she sat her happy ass down, and I was like, what you got for me? She's like, had some problems, and I was like, sit down, let me tell you about what to do. Because she'd been doing it, just in the 24 hours, all right? So did everybody write down a couple things? No? I'm gonna give you a minute, I'm gonna shut the F up for a minute. Try to come up with at least 1 or 2 things. I envisioned during this part that if you were struggling, I was gonna come around, because I know so many of you, and I was gonna help you out. It doesn't matter what I think. I say that all the time, but actually now I know it's really true. Something. Just try. Does anybody want to share what it was like for them to come up with something? Was it easy for anybody besides my BFF? Was it easy for you? Yes. Do you mind sharing why? Yeah, do you mind sharing like what you wrote? This is Courtney, and Courtney's going to share what her qualities were that she came up with.
Okay, I am resilient, I am empathetic, and I am nurturing.
Can you give me an example of why you're resilient, Courtney? Be ready for this. You can tap out though and say, no thanks, pass. Can you give me an example of why you wrote that down? You got to back it up. Put your money where your mouth is, sister.
Because I'm here.
Because you're here. Did you have somewhere else you wanted to go?
No.
Give me another example. I don't need to back it up. I wish someone challenged me like this when I thought I knew it all, which I didn't until today.
Because I'm going to start grad school and I put my notice in at my job.
Yes! Congratulations! I didn't even know that about you. And guess what? She's going to be a therapist. I'm going to give her all my clients. I'm here in Hollywood spreading my gift. I got to hone it. I got to fine tune it. I've never been up here before, so. Anybody else want to share something? Can you please? Yeah, Deb, what do you got?
I put trustworthy, loving, carefree, empathetic, nonchalant, and happy.
Deb, can you give me an example of how you're carefree?
I don't give a shit what people think anymore.
Oh, Deb! Deb is a graduate. She don't give a fuck what anybody thinks anymore. Deb, you mind if I say a sentence about you?
Sure.
How long were you married, Deb?
34 years.
34 years? When did your marriage end?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, right? 2 years ago it ended. She just kicked him out about a year ago. You think she'd be feeling dark right now, right? Deb did the work, dig deep, did the work, and she's right. Anybody else give me something? One more, come on. Someone give me a word. Amanda, you know you want to give me a word.
I put that I was a great mom.
You're a great mom. I also know that to be true about you. Can you give me an example of how you're a great mom?
I don't know. I put them first all the time.
Put them first all the time. I gotta tell you something. I gotta go back to step number 1. You can put them second and they will still be all right. They will actually be better than they are right now. You told me that 5, 6, 7 years ago, I'd be like, shitty mom. I know, because I'm the best mom. No, you need to be first. You need to be first. As soon as you put yourself first, you'll have all the energy overflowing and giving it to them. You won't lose your cool, you won't lose your space. And I don't know if that's something you do, but I know that I think I'm zenned out all the time, but I told you what my morning would have looked like today. And that's me being a good mom. All right, can you give me one? Authentic. Authentic, ooh. Look at these adjectives. Can you give me an example?
Because I don't give a shit and I show up as myself,
Every time.
imperfect self.
That's
Flaws and
awesome. When did you realize that you don't give a shit?
all. It's been a couple years.
Awesome. It's been a couple years. That's cool. Now listen, I'm in danger of going over, but I think my girl Maureen's gonna understand a little bit because I'm on fucking fire right now and I want to help you. Okay? I didn't know this was gonna happen, Maureen. I would have told you come later. Trust me, I'll give you a cut. 15? All right, great. So, who wants to give me a problem that is gonna prevent them from having a great Christmas? What is going to prevent you from enjoying the next couple of weeks of your life? Come on. Excellent. It's not group therapy, but you might learn from somebody else because I think all of our problems boil down to the same thing. The shit our parents told us growing up, these non-truths we believe, society making us give more fucks about what everybody else thinks than when we think about our own goddamn self. They're all the same problems boiled down. Right? So, I would love to hear yours. Thanks for hanging here through my very long story.
So, we have, there's just tension between our family, my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law. And they are gonna be coming for Christmas, so beyond coronavirus stuff, concerns, because we both have little ones, there's just always like there's always a weird tension.
Are they married?
Oh yeah, they're married.
So
Yeah.
there's a tension between those two.
No,
Okay.
between those two
Yeah.
and the rest of the family.
Uh-huh.
Since their daughter was born, she's one now, there's been more participation in family stuff, but it's always looming. Like, it's always the elephant in the room that they have this history of not coming, not
How do you feel
participating.
about your brother? What's your name?
It's Megan.
It's a sign! Megan, I don't know Megan, that's why I asked her name, and she just had to suffer through that long fucking path you guys all just walked. Sorry about that, but it'll come full circle, Megan. Well, how do you feel about your brother and sister-in-law? Because that's all I care about, and that's all you should care about. How do you feel about them?
I think what it boils down to is just disappointment in them.
You feel
I
disappointed.
know what to expect from them, so it's not like I'm expecting anything different, but I feel disappointed for my husband, for my mother-in-law, for my brother-in-law, because they would like a closer relationship. That's gonna be the challenge, because they're coming over on Christmas, and usually Christmas is like pajamas and TV and food.
Okay, so it's still gonna be that, right?
I don't know.
Why not? Why do the crabby people get to run how Christmas goes?
Yeah.
Why are they in charge of the energy?
Yeah.
No. Is it at your house?
Yeah.
Valid question. Oh, it's at your house? No, Megan. Put on the fucking music you like, wear what you want to wear, and you let them and their bad attitudes leave when they're ready.
Yeah.
Don't let them shift your energy. Yuck. What do you need to make that day great for you and avoid their bullshit? Sometimes you gotta pat people till they leave.
I don't know.
Oh, hi.
Somebody else to cook.
Yeah.
Honestly, then delegate.
Yeah.
So many things I wanted to do today, because remember this is new to today. And my friend's like, you need anything? This is me, Norman. No, you already paid $50 fucking to see your best friend talk. Don't get anything. I was like, can you stop and get some snacks for the people and some water? Delegate, right? This is the first Christmas day all day. I have no idea yet what I'm gonna make or not, but I'm gonna decide what I want. And if they don't like it, they can bring something. It's all right. No one's gonna be mad at me. We're still gonna have fun. Decide you're gonna have fun that day. Decide that their energy is theirs to keep, and it's not welcome in your house. Tell your husband about it. Tell your kids. Tell everybody we're gonna have a great Christmas. And if they want to be crabby, just talk less to them. Then my daughter at dance today. How was dance? Good. Nobody was mean to me, so I did not have to get away from anybody. Good job, Alana. Right? Does that help you?
Yeah.
Can you think of anything that's gonna prevent that from helping you? Put on your music, come up with your shit.
Yeah.
Don't let them run the energy in your house. It's your motherfucking house, and you count equal. You count more at your house. Give me something else that's gonna prevent you. Yes, Court.
Worrying about my soon in the future life changes.
What about them? It's gonna prevent you from being in the moment right then?
Yeah.
Okay, now this is where you tap into the new one that I'm just making friends with. Energy. Just trust, like I did come Thursday. Thanks. Just trust that everything's gonna fall right into place. My room's still a mess. I got one coat of chip nail polish on right now. It's all right. I'm still doing okay, right? Just trust that everything's gonna work out all right, because you already did the work. You already got into the program. It's so hard to get in that program. You already did. Why are you worrying about what's gonna happen at the end of January right now? You're missing moments with your kids, girl. Focus, be in that day. You can worry about the next day if you want, or after January, something. Give me something else. What is gonna prevent you from feeling energetic, from having a great day? Yeah.
I'm gonna go to with my daughter to her in-laws for Christmas Eve
Mm-hmm.
and stay away from my immediate family.
It sounds like you already have a solution, Deb. Well, then you gotta share the floor, girlfriend.
Like Meg is saying, negative feelings from in-laws, I don't need that.
Yeah, you know what? You can still go to someone's house, so you don't have to suck up their negative energy. You can still be skipping, whistling Dixie. I just look at those people like they were crazy, who didn't notice that, like, they came out looking like this. Like, that asshole thinks she looks cute right now, wearing that fucking stupid sweater. Yeah, I want to wear Christmas because Maureen says that I need to be spirited and keep it to Christmas and holiday season. I'm gonna wear that fucking Tipsy Elf sweater. That should do the trick. Because what I'm talking to you about can apply to any motherfucking day. And guess what else I realized? Those people just don't give a shit. They know they look silly. They don't care if they're comfortable. And I think I look cute, and that's all that really matters. And I got to rationalize a new pair of cool shoes. So, give me something else. Give me one more. Give me one more. Yes.
Letting go.
Letting go. Say more. What's going to prevent you? Letting go.
Of everything.
So
Of
the
negative stuff, of people.
thoughts,
Thoughts.
people, the negative, letting go of the negative. So you're walking into the holidays. Are you thinking already they're going to be negative? Oh, shoot. Change it. Change it. Decide you're going to have the best day, right? Decide. Who's more important than you that day? Just you. You. Do what you need to do to make the holidays great for you. How are they going to be special for you? What do you need to do? Sometimes you might need to just go sit outside. I would never grant myself permission to do that, but on my son's birthday this year, I was a little overwhelmed. I don't know, outside, sitting on the fire. Normally I'd be like, do you need anything else to drink? Do you need anything else to drink? Aim, can we sneak outside and just take some cheap breaths in the corner real quick? Do you have any weed? But this time I just sat my ass right in the chair and sat by the fire and gave my permission to sit there because it was my son's birthday, and that's okay. Right? Nobody missed me. Weird. It was all up here. It was all up here. Right? So, the other thing that I want you to write in your books while we're here, I want you to write in your books something that you want to change or make different. An attainable goal. I want you to write an attainable goal, something that you want to be different, something that you can apply. Self-love, the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, perspective, right? Because I feel like if you really love yourself, you have no room for hate, because it's wicked fucking hard to love yourself. So you have no room for hate if you love yourself. I'm forgiving everyone. I started making a laundry list. I forgave the kid from kindergarten that vandalized Davis kindergarten. The bus driver came around. This is imprinted in my mind. She's like, there's going to be no school today. The school was vandalized. I was in kindergarten. I walked back. I'm a latchkey kid. The door's fucking locked. It's back in the day. I'm sitting on the step. I'm going to be in trouble because there's no school today. And then when I went to school, there was paint all over the walls. It's imprinted, but I forgave him. I started going through all the people that had hurt me over my life, like the doctor when I broke both my legs and my back, who abused me while I was in the hospital at the age of 10. I forgave him too. You know what? I ain't got time for that shit. I'm gonna release it, right? I'm gonna release it because that something was broken in that dude do that. Poor guy. I'm fixed now. I'm good. Thank you for that. It got me right here to where I wanted to be. So when you're feeling pain, right, you gotta lean into it. I say that. It's hard to do it. If there's something you don't want to do, like let go, that's a bigger reason why you need to do it, why it's popping up, right? You gotta lean into the pain, you gotta figure it out. You gotta listen. So I think I'm smarter, right? Because I'm a therapist. But there's certain things that stick with me all the time. One of them was when I was walking along the beach with a client, because we were getting our steps in while we're talking. She says, you know, I love the ocean. I look at her with my bias. You like the ocean? Because she brown. And I heard brown people don't like the ocean that much. Right? Like, oh, you like the ocean? I love the ocean. She says, yeah, something about feeling small, surrounded by a big ocean. I was too motherfucking proud to ask her what the fuck she meant about that, because I got 20-something years on her, and I'm her therapist. So I just put it in my pocket. I'm just figuring that out right now. Because when you feel small, so do your problems, right? When you can surrender and feel like you're part of the sand and the wind and the ocean, all that moon shit, chapter 3, I'm gonna get to it. I will get to feeling like energy, and so will you. But you gotta trust me, because I am you. I sat there thinking, maybe you can do it. Good for you, you fucking hippie. Good for you, you're one with the earth. You talk to dead people. I don't. She brought me to Martha's Vineyard, Miss Maureen did. And I was in there. I was for it, right? I'm like, oh my God, I'll rearrange my entire life. She invited me. I'm fucking starstruck. She takes me to the beautiful beach, right? She wants me to take a video. I got it. Wait till you see this most awkward motherfucking thing you've ever seen. She wants to teach me about how to take energy from the ground, raise it up in the sky, and bring it down here, right? I got one foot in. It's fucking Maureen Hancock. I love her, right? I got a lady boner hard for Maureen Hancock. I'm like, yeah, I'll take this. And I'm in the moment. I'm in the moment, like, I have my phone up, but I'm not listening to taking the energy from the ground. She wants me to take a video so I can share it with people. I'm like, why? I ain't never shown anybody how I look so stupid grabbing energy from the ground. Because what, now I know more than Maureen Hancock too? Just because she's not a therapist, she doesn't know more than me? I gotta listen. I gotta listen to more people. I gotta listen to my client. I gotta know that there's a better way, because now therapy work is gonna be easier for me. I can help more people, and I can take what I learned over these last few days, and I can apply it to anything, and so can you. So before I introduce Maureen, and after she talks, I'm just gonna have 5 more minutes for you, if you can stay, and if not, no big deal, because she always goes over too, so she can give me dirty looks, but girl, she got lots of dead people coming in at her, so she don't stop, and she also cracks me up. So let me tell you really quick so I can announce Maureen, all right? This is the moment when I was like, oh shit, what a sign. She's fucking on to something, this girl. So we're driving, in Martha's Vineyard, I'm driving next to Maureen Hancock, like literally, I'm like, look, Ken's, look, T, Maureen fucking Hancock, shows death. Show her, I'm with her in Martha's Vineyard. She sees dead people. So I look over and I say, so you must think you're pretty fucking awesome, right? Like, you must think you're fucking, like, it's pretty cool. Like, you're about to get a show and shit, and, like, tap into all this energy. Like, you must be like, I talk to dead motherfucking people. I am so awesome, right? She's not telling me the truth, because we're tight now. And she's sitting next to me, you know what she says to me? Oh, me? Me? Oh, it's not me. I'm impressed with them. You know how many motherfucking dead people there are? They gotta work real hard to get into me, to get their voice heard. It's a lot of fucking work, which is why it exhausts her, right? But I was like, really? She's just being that humble with me. I won't tell anybody. She said, it's them. And I was still like, huh, really? It's them. The same way it was you tonight that changed everything I was gonna say and do tonight. You guys would have been bored out of your motherfucking mind. And you would have had to do group work. Somebody almost didn't come because they were gonna have to do group work. I was like, maybe she's onto something too. I should listen to her. She said, no group work. When you go to a conference and they say group work, what do? You go to the bathroom. You go find a snack. You call your friends outside, because I'm better than the group work, right? I don't do group work. You will want to do group work when you take care of yourself, when anytime you feel upset or wrong, you put yourself in someone else's shoe. You decide what their perspective is. Today, my perspective, when I saw my husband making himself motherfucking pizza after he slept in and didn't move the motherfucking elf, and then he made pizza when my kids are hungry, and I was like this, oh, you didn't ask the kids if they wanted any pizza? Right? I almost said it out loud, but I didn't. You know why? I'm zen. I don't want to cause a fight, right? I'm zen. And so I don't say anything, and I turn around. Good thing I didn't, because he had made slip buns. And they were on the rack. And it was only 11:30, and I was already making them chicken. I was just fired up, ready to be a bitch. So then I went upstairs, and I took a shower. Pokemon was on the floor, and he's pacing the house. I feel like I should be doing something. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I got some shit for you to do. I got laundry that needs to be done. Our room looks like a bomb went off. Have you seen the yard? We gotta pack up for the winter. I got shit for you to do. You wanna pay some bills? You wanna fold some laundry? I got some stuff you do. You know what I said? I'm gonna even release this. Are you ready? Because he's here tonight. Because while I was in the shower, I was like, he's pacing like he needs to be somewhere. You know why? He loves me. he feels weird about not fucking coming to my show. And if you really believe in yourself, and you really love yourself, and you keep telling him he's your favorite person in the planet, or else why would you deal with his bullshit? Right? Because the kids are my favorite, obviously, but like, they're my kids. He is my favorite motherfucking in the world, right? Because I have to mold my life to his, and just so you know, gone are the days of me trying to tell you what to do. You know what to do, and I will stop doing that as long as it does not jeopardize rule number 1, I am first. And what I think is important in my core, I will not sacrifice, and I might have to speak to him a few times to get him back on that page. Or, you know, I might have to, right? But otherwise, I'm not gonna tell him my laundry list of shit to do because I don't wanna get in a fight and I'm in control. And so he can figure it out that if he doesn't stop playing with my kids more often, they're only gonna wanna play with me and be around me. You know, he'll figure it out, he'll catch on. He'll catch on quicker if he wants to be around me because I'm not being so douchey to him about how he's not catching on quicker. So, without further ado, the moment that I thought you were all waiting for, I am so happy to announce to you as a non-imposter, Maureen Hancock, everybody.